I also have with me The Nation, and we'll wrap things up with the explainer. So let's begin with our first story from the Guardian newspaper. Tinubu halts fan property sales, okays airport safety, biometric upgrades. That's from the Guardian. President Bola Tinubu has issued a firm directive barring the sale or transfer of properties belonging to the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAN) within and around airport premises, reinforcing that such assets remain strictly for aviation use. The directive was disclosed on Thursday by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, while briefing State House correspondent after the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja. Still with the Guardian, 50 million naira grant for innovative students still on track, says TET Fund. The federal government has reaffirmed that 50 million naira venture capital grant for outstanding students in Nigerian tertiary institutions is still on course. It explained that the process is identifying and selecting qualified students has commenced across institutions, emphasizing that the initiative will enable universities to highlight the ingenuity and problem-solving abilities of their students. You can read more of that story from The Guardian. All right, we have this one here that reads, survivors of sexual assault, incest, sue federal government over denial of medical care. So survivors of sexual assault and incest have sued the federal government of Nigeria for allegedly violating their constitutional and human rights after enduring sexual violence that led to unwanted pregnancies. Through their legal representatives, the survivors filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Ikoyi, Lagos, challenging the government's failure to provide comprehensive medical care as guaranteed under Nigerian and international law. Dakar Youth Olympic Games, Chinese envoy charges Nigerians to excel in wushu. That's another story, and it's taken from the sports section of The Guardian. So Chinese ambassadors to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, has charged Nigerian athletes preparing for the 2026 Dakar Youth Olympic Games to seize opportunity of their mastery of the newly introduced sports, wushu martial art, to excel at the games. Speaking during the grand finale of the Chinese Ambassadors Cup Wushu Championship, which held at the Velodrome of the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja, the ambassador described wushu as a precious treasure of Chinese culture, which promotes not only physical fitness but also moral values such as respect, discipline, and harmony. Over to the Punch newspaper. Trump threats Tinubu rallies foreign allies as North rejects Sharia ban. So President Bola Tinubu on Thursday said his government was engaging with the world diplomatically following the remarks by US President Donald Trump, who threatened military action against terror groups in Nigeria over the alleged mass killing of Christians. This was a coalition of northern elders that rejected calls by some US right-wing lawmakers to ban Sharia law in the country. You can catch the rest of that story. It's from the Punch newspaper. AEDC sacks 800 workers amid power crisis. Now, the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company has commenced a sweeping retrenchment exercise affecting about 800 employees, even as Nigerians continue to reel under rising inflation, soaring living costs, and erratic power supply. The mass layoff, which began on Wednesday, November 5, 2025, follows months of internal restructuring at the utility firm, which serves the Federal Capital Territory, Kogi, Niger, and Nasarawa states. A 15-year-old Nigerian rescued from sex traffickers in Ghana. So the Ghana police authorities said they rescued a 15-year-old Nigerian girl who was trafficked from Enugu under the pretext of offering her a cleaning job, but was forced into prostitution. This is just as the police said they arrested one suspect in connection with the incident, while the prime suspect has been on the run. The paper learned in a statement by the head public affairs unit of the Western Central Region Police, Beatrice Tuckson, on Thursday that the rescue followed a report by the victim's father that his daughter had gone missing in Nigeria. So you can read that story. Let's take this last one from the Punch, and then we'll jump on The Nation. Eagles can win 2025 AFCON, says Wabali. Now, Super Eagles goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali is optimistic about Nigeria's chances of winning the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, noting that the fans' expectations are not just for the team to compete, but to bring the trophy home. The 2025 AFCON will be played in Morocco from December 21, 2025 to January 18, 2026. So let's touch down on the nation. Tinubu, we will defeat terrorism, secure every part of the country. That's from the nation. A story from the nation this morning. President Bola Tinubu yesterday reaffirmed this administration's determination to defeat terrorism and restore lasting peace across the country. He assured Nigerians and international partners that his government remains steadfast in its pursuit of security, unity, and economic progress. Another story here reads, tariffs, imports restrictions, others for review. So the federal government yesterday said it would undertake a comprehensive review of the country's fiscal and monetary policies in the next phase of its macroeconomic reforms. The new phase of reforms is to consolidate the globally acclaimed success of its initial reforms and quicken current economic growth. You can also read that story from The Nation. Let's wrap things up with The Explainer. We'll take just one story and we'll call it a wrap. Federal government mandates final year students to submit projects to NYSC. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently in Abuja approved National Policy for Nigerian Education, Repository and Data Bank, NED, which authorizes final year students of tertiary institutions to submit their projects to National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, for mobilization. President Tinubu, in line with sections 244 and 16(1)(c) of the NYSC Act, reiterated that no graduate from a Nigerian or foreign institutions would henceforth be mobilized for or exempted from NYSC scheme without the proof of compliance with NED policy. And that's how much you can take on news of headlines this morning. Don't forget, you can always get yourself a copy of the dailies or go online to read more. We are live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961, on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. You can also listen to us on my Lagos app. You get timely updates and information there. Over to Daily Agadamo for the rest of the show.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Adebola. I'm an entrepreneur and a motorcycle enthusiast. Keep listening to Your Side Mirror on Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It simply rocks.
It's back. Africa's biggest fashion experience is here again. The GTCO Fashion Weekend. On Saturday 8th and Sunday 9th November 2025, fashion takes center stage at the GT